Okay, I love learning more about Bonterra, and I'm sure you do too. And now you're going to get to hear from two incredible folks over at Bonterra. Ben Miller is the Senior Vice President of Data Science and Analytics at Bonterra, where he helps nonprofits harness data and AI to strengthen fundraising, improve operations, and deepen community engagement. With 15 plus years of experience, he is a frequent speaker on the future of data-driven philanthropy. And Tanuja Korlepra is the Chief Technology Officer at Bonterra, leading technical strategy and innovation to deliver best-in-class solutions for social impact organizations. With 2 decades of experience, including CTO at USA Fax and leadership roles at AWS and Microsoft, she brings deep expertise in cloud, AI, and data platforms. And don't I love a female CTO? So welcome, please welcome them to this stage. I cannot wait to learn from both of you today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you so much, Mallory. Just making sure all the things are here and we're ready to go. Okay, hey, I see Tanuja up there and I see myself, and we're getting our presentation up. All right, wonderful. Welcome all. I'm glad, Mallory, to see you, as I always am whenever I get to, and so happy about the work that Fundraising AI has done and the progress that has been made over the last 2 years for this conference. And so we're really excited to jump in about the Agentic AI and the future of fundraising. One good thing is that we don't need to go through our bios again because Mallory already did it. So thank you for introducing Tanuja and I. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next here and start talking you through our Agentic AI and the future of fundraising deck that we have on for you today. Okay, so what you'll be seeing from us today is kind of a behind the scenes look. What we're going to try to do is enable you to understand what kind of decisions happen behind the scenes in order to make AI trusty and reliable. It is no small feat, and I'm really excited to be joined by Tanuja today with her deep technical expertise, who can help to explain all the choices that we are having to make this AI not just something that makes your life faster, not just something that's whistly and smokescreen, but is actually substantive and can be trusted and maintains the human in the loop, which is such a critical thing as we explore AI and Agentic AI especially. And we're really excited about the work that we are doing right now, and happy to share with you some of the lessons we've learned along the way. And Tanuja, I'm going to turn it over to you for the next slide here, if you don't mind taking us through this next one.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mallory. That was a great introduction. This is my very first time at Fundraise AI, and I could not be more excited. Fundraising AI. So I'm super excited to be here with all of you today. Ben, my friend, is really well known in the space. I joined Bonterra last year. It's a great privilege to be here. It's a great privilege to be a technologist in the space of impact. It's the best combination someone like me can ask for. So I'm just thrilled to be at Bonterra. I'm thrilled to be in the space and trying to make a small difference with what we do. With AI, we have seen so much over the last 2 years with AI. AI as a technology has been around forever, but what we have seen is a wide adoption in the last 2 years. And it's okay to be dazzled, but it's also okay to be scared. And I think that's the right mix because, yes, it has tons of capabilities. It can do a lot of things faster with both predictive AI, generative AI, agentic AI, making a lot of things easy for us. But it's also okay to be scared because this is a technology like any other technology. It has its own flaws. And we would love to dig deeper into explaining how we think about AI at Bonterra and how we think about building it the right way for all of you.
Thank you. And it reminds me of something that was said to me yesterday as I was about to go on to the AI debate, and I said, well, I'm nervous. I was nervous, but prepared, and said, well, that's right. That's the right approach, right? And I think the same thing's true here. We want to be transparent. It's okay. Like, it is okay to be scared. If you're not, then you don't really understand the full power that can be in front of you, right? But understand it and to try to mitigate it and fix it. That's our job. That's what us as technologists need to do, right? And so it is equally scary and equally dazzling, and I can't wait to show you all the cool stuff that it can do under the right supervision. So the first poll that we have is coming to you now, and it is we want to gather some information from you about what you wish your AI could help you with. And we have email copywriting, donor segmentation, and campaign creation. But if you also have something else, please do share that in the chat. We do want to hear from you. What would you like AI to be doing for you, and how can it handle your life and your tasks a little bit easier? So polls up there. I'm just giving you a moment to look and react. I'm trying to see the Slack message as well, see if anyone has posted. But I'm far back on that. Tanuja, do you see anything in the Slack? Oh, campaign planning.
I see a few things in the Q&A. Is that?
Yeah, campaign creation in the chat as well. So there's Q&A as well. That's great. We're going to have our Q&A here at the end. Okay, cool. So we can close that poll up and we can move on to the next slide. And let me pass it over to Tanuja.
Great. So, as we mentioned, AI is a really, really powerful tool. And the way we approach AI at Bonterra is, rather than doing AI for the sake of AI and putting AI on our solutions and services just for the sake of putting AI, we really look at AI as a tool, as an architectural shift, as a superpower that we can utilize to build really customer focused and valuable features that empower us, that empower our doers of good. And we want to build it in a way that builds trust, whether that's human in the loop, whether that's external validation, internal validation. We look at AI as a complete system that we can utilize the right way to build the right solutions for our customers. And some of those things we have done, we are hiring top team of experts in our field. We have decades and decades of data and insights that Ben and his team leads, utilizing data the right way, the responsible way. And our responsibility and our promise is to use the cutting edge tech in the service of this sector. So from my perspective, when I look at building any AI solution at Bonterra, there are a couple of things that I prioritize. First is the data readiness and trust. It's really, for any AI system, data is the most critical aspect because it's a garbage in, garbage out system at the end of the day. If your data is siloed, is inconsistent, AI is going to struggle too. And we are really, really conscious about that. So we start building from foundational principles of building the right data platform, which is secure. It's clean data. It's mission ready for foundations. So we've spent a lot of time just building the foundational data platform capabilities. The second thing we look at is building the right guardrails by design. It is not an option for us. It is not an afterthought to have ethics and transparency and bias check, basic principles like that make any AI solution more trustworthy. Those are not negotiable for us. Those are like day one principles. And then third, we architect for scale. A lot of companies right now are in the pilot phase, in the MVP phase, and that's great. Everyone is iterating and trying out new capabilities. The real test, we believe, is when the solution can actually serve thousands and hundreds and thousands of people, volunteers, staffs, donors, volunteers, members, without requiring a big IT firm or without requiring learning new tools and technologies. So for us, we don't want to skip the basics. We want to start small. We want to pilot and learn, but we also we want to build it in a way that's trustworthy, scalable, and architected the right way. And we do all of this while also leaning on our ecosystem of trusted partners and customers. We iterate quickly and we learn from what our customers are saying. And then we want to take this real mind shift in AI as a step change in what we can do in this sector. So it's pretty fun to solve these problems. And we we approach AI as not a fixed solution, but something that we build and something that evolves with our organization, with your organizations, with the problems you are trying to solve in such a way that we can easily embrace AI and solve much bigger problems faster and better and do more for our communities. So that's how we approach AI.
Thank you, Tanuja, for describing the responsibility that we feel that we need to bring. And I think that you said the one point that you made, I want to just extrapolate a little bit more, which is the team of experts. We have a team of data scientists. Our engineering team also has deep data science knowledge. And you'll see on that last slide, let me go back to it, which is that you need to know what it's doing, right? And you certainly need the people that are building it to know what's going on underneath the hood. But as a community, as a nonprofit community, we also need to learn what it is doing and what it is not doing. There are things like confirmation bias, and it sounds confident with what information it gives us. And if we don't understand what it is capable of or what it is not capable of, you'll see examples of trying to make it add 1 + 1 and it not get it, or that kind of things. And you need to understand that just the same way when you go to your mechanic, you might understand the tire tread test. You don't necessarily know how a combustion engine works, and that's okay. But as a nonprofit community, we do need to do more to understand what's going on so that we can ask the right questions to our technology vendors that are producing this and utilize these tools in the right way. So this next slide here, we're talking about effective fundraising. We've been working at this since 2010, building some genetic models and building predictive models and trying to get the nonprofit space to understand and update and utilize this modern technology. And of course, the GPT transformations that happened over the last 3 or 4 years are leap years, but what it did was it made the nonprofit community move forward fast, which is both good and bad. And I think mostly good, as over the last decade before that, trying to figure out how to get people to use science to better their fundraising practices. So what we're trying to do now is now navigate this new world where LLMs have now large language models, these chatbots they're now so sophisticated that they can do a lot more than we were able to do even 5 years ago. So really, really important for groups like Fundraising AI to establish the guardrails and for companies like ours to make sure that we follow them and to publish our own. So I'm going to move on to the next slide here, which just a quick fact, I'll get through it real quick, but you'll see the importance of why this is important for us to understand AI and what to do. 65% of nonprofits see its potential, but only 21% trust its accuracy, which is just astounding, right? So a lot of people want to use it, but people are just not quite ready. So Tanuja, what do we do with that?
Exactly. So really well stated, Ben. One thing that we all have at Bonterra have been digging into is really understanding how the technology is evolving and how do we evolve our products along with the technology. And so it's not like a one-step waterfall process. It's a very iterative, understanding, listening, experimenting kind of a process. And we do all of this because we want to build trust. We do not want to introduce chaos into the ecosystem. Like that's how we approach AI. There are a couple of things that we try to keep in mind is what are the checks and balances? How evolved is the technology and how much can we trust versus manage it, right? So as Ben was saying, the technology has evolved and it will continue to evolve, and so will our products and services. What we look at today is we don't want to build a system that where we micromanage AI. But then that defeats the whole purpose of trying to use agentic AI to automate a couple of things. What we approach it with is understanding what the decisions it is making, what decisions require human review, and what are the decisions we can trust. And then how do we let our software step in, and how do we step in before the system goes live? We also really carefully design our agentic experience with customers in mind and with trust in mind to say, what does human in the loop mean? Like, is it a validation of the outcome? Is it understanding where the suggestions are, like how the suggestions are generated? Or can we approve or adjust the action before the AI solution takes an action? How do we configure? We have done a lot of that foundational work at Bonterra already, from tone, bias, ethics, and values to make sure that we build it in a way that foundation principles are taken care of. And then you get the flexibility on top of it to use it that fits your level of trust and automation at a given point. So it's like I was looking at the diagram. I really love it because AI, the way we look at it, or agentic AI, is not a plug and play. It is plug, review, refine, repeat. So the whole rinse and repeat of this process is how we want to evolve at Bonterra.
Awesome. And, we go through these presentations and you try to plan for every contingency, but I do think we're starting a little late. We got 25 minutes. And if you've never tried to do a presentation in 25 minutes, that is a very short amount of time. So I'm going to try to get through this quickly. I do want to mention that in our lounge after this, we will be showing some demonstrations of some of the fundraising analysts that we've built, and we'll have a two-way demo, so it's not going to just be one way, and have conversations about what sorts of decisions are made. Here, we're just trying to give you the lessons learned. What did we learn while we were building this? Where does it help? And it's really good. LLMs are great at summaries, so you hear me talking fast, but LLMs are great at segment recommendations, draft generation, donor summaries. So hopefully you all have tested this and worked in that. It struggles though, because it does, like I was talking about the confirmation bias. The tone is always overconfident, always makes you sound like you're the brilliant person in the room, and will sometimes have false personalization and hallucinations also. And the hybrid approach works because it takes where it's weak, puts the human there, where it's strong, puts the machine there, and together, hand in glove, we are able to have a better approach. With that, I'm going to go to the next slide and tell you another fast fact that only 51% of nonprofits professionals feel like they're comfortable with AI. Now that's bigger than it has been in a long time, so I want to celebrate, but at the same time, not good. So Tanuja, let's break down some myths and figure out how we can help to talk through truths. So we'll start over here, on the left. Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, AI will replace fundraisers. This is a common conversation topic across every industry. We don't believe so. We think AI will make us more powerful. It will give, these are superpowers. It will replace repetitive tasks, not relationships, not human empathy, not problem solving, not creative thinking right away, but it's a tool.
Right, and then there's the AI knows everything myth, right? That it is what they're called AGI, general intelligence, which is not achieved yet, right? What is the truth there, Tanuja?
Yeah. Look, I mean, we have gone from predictive models to generative models. All of these models are trained on existing data, right? And then they're trying to predict the next thing. Sometimes they can be confidently wrong. As Ben said, like they can sound extremely confident when trying to give you an answer. But no, AI does not know everything. It's trained on data that's available today. It will continue to get better, but it is not a perfect system.
Yeah, and the last one I would like to take, just because I think my own personal journey here has been interesting, I want to share. So using AI as cheating, when it initially came out and you were able to use GPT to write an email, I felt like that was cheating. I felt like I was a big fan of watermarking. Anytime you use AI, you sort of say it was AI. But things have evolved over the last 2 and 3 years, right? I mean, I am now working a lot closer with my LLMs. I treat them almost like editors. I treat them like collaborators. And so when I pass off work to a person and they review or they edit and they make changes, I don't think that's cheating. I think that's refining and making it better. So for me in my own journey, I've thought, oh, well, GPT is good. So provided in my mind, the distinction is that I own every word. If I do not read and make sure that every word is the word I want to be said, then that to me does feel like I might be cheating. But I don't know, Tanuja, how's your thinking on this?
Very, very similar. Look, I mean, the outcome that as we are producing, whether it is AI generated or whether we manually did it, we are responsible for it. And if we take that responsibility, AI becomes a tool, as I said. Like I started coding 25 years ago. We didn't have Stack Overflow. We didn't have access to all of the tools like we do today. And when Stack Overflow came along, I thought it felt like cheating when I was looking at code that someone else wrote. And then now with coding tools that are becoming so popular, it might initially feel like it, but eventually at the end of the day, you are the code reviewer and owner. So yes, it is a tool that helps us solve problems faster. Like any other technology, it's in a phase where we feel like, oh, it's something that we didn't have before, or something that we shouldn't be using. We are we are AI optimists. We try to use AI for moving faster, for solving our problems faster, for building customer facing solutions faster. But eventually, the outcome that the AI produces, we are responsible for it, and we own, and we are accountable for it. So
And I
definitely
think we
not.
need to. Chad, thank you. I think we need to end here soon because, but I do want to remind you that we'll have the lounge. You can come join us. We do have this quick question: where do you want AI to stay out of the process? Maybe you can put that into the comments as we try to get through the last couple slides pretty quickly. 39% limit use due to the concerns with misuse and abuse, which is why ethics is at the center of the discussion. And so proud to have been part of the work here with Fundraising AI, building the initial tenants, the 10 tenants that, and Bonterra has taken that and also published its own tenants that are based off of that, but it expand and have these 6 very important parts of the ethical framework: inclusiveness, explainability, social impact, which includes environmental concerns, accountability, validation and reliability, and human control. All parts of our ecosystem, all very important parts of our ethical framework. We publish it, we put it on our front door so that everyone knows what is important to us. And we encourage everyone else to do the same. If you don't have this already, if you don't have a good AI governance structure in place, you too need to think about how you establish that within your organization. And with that, I'm going to get to one of our last slides here and try to walk through it quick and hand it over to Tanuja here. But embedding oversight, making sure that, like you said, we're not just shipping stuff without looking it over, making sure we own it. Start small. If you haven't used AI, try something small. Try to write an email. Try to see how it can do it summarizing a PDF you don't want to read all the way through. Start small, see what it does, get familiar with it, align with the values that you have. If you want to make sure I have a colleague who said they're not comfortable if AI writes it, but they're happy to go through the whole editing process and then they have to actually type it in. That's their value. That's how they want to put it. You should establish your values. Now you want to deal with this. Look for proof, not hype. People are just bolting on AI and saying, look at this flashy thing. That is not necessarily someone is going to have something trustworthy. And then leverage your data. And I'm going to ask Tanuja if she could jump into that a little bit more.
Yeah. Leverage your data, understand really your use case, what you're trying to solve, what data you have, and then have AI work upon that data, upon those insights to give you the right information, the right suggestions, and the guidance. So as I said earlier, data is the most key. Okay. We want to share one very exciting thing. This is exciting. Ben and I are extremely, extremely proud and excited to share with you that we are opening a few spots for early access to our brand new Agentic AI platform. And you will be able to access Bonterra's AI fundraising assistant before anyone else can. So I highly, highly encourage you to check it out. So please scan the QR code to book a strategy discovery session with us and our amazing team. And if you would be kind to join us at our virtual lounge right now, right after this, you will also be able to see an exclusive demo, and we will also be available for a Q&A. So I hope all of you take advantage and access the new Agentic AI platform. We are very excited and very proud to share it with all of you, and we hope it helps you raise more, do more for our community. So please take advantage of it.
Thank you. Way too fast.
It went way too fast. Yes.
No, thank you so much. You did my job for me, because what I wanted to tell people was to go over to the lounge where they get to keep chatting with you and getting this exclusive preview of Bonterra's integrated AI fundraising assistant. Thank you so much for everything that you shared with us today, and for all of your work and support of fundraising AI with the framework that we have. Ben's been on the advisory council since the very beginning, and such a core part of what allows us to do our work. So we're so grateful. And I was trying to actually drop a bunch of stuff in the chat so that people would go to the lounge and get to keep asking you questions and seeing this behind the scenes. Like, what an incredible special opportunity to get early access to see everything that y'all are building over there. So please make sure everybody here that you give us feedback on this session. We'll share it. We'll share it with our speakers as well. And then if you, this is what the lounge is about, and you can. I'll tell you about that in a second. I wanted to find my lounge slide, which it's looks like is gone. But if you go up to your top navigation menu, click lounge, look for the lounge with that title, you can go over and you can get that exclusive preview. I also want to make sure you know that the Spark stage is open. So many amazing things happening on the Spark stage, powered by our friends at Play. These quick, high impact sessions are designed to ignite your ideas and give you practical ways to put AI into action right away. And also, don't you just love the titles of these sessions? I'm very into them. And I love the prompt playbook, wizardry, shortcuts, and special sauce. If you have not met Kaz yet, like, you should definitely go over there and just like meet Kaz and get to talk to her. But they're doing incredible work over there. And then we have a lot of great sessions coming up, y'all. My voice is still here, but barely. Are you with me? Can you let me know? I'm going to pop on over to the other stage, but we have 3 incredible sessions coming up here on the Amplify stage: sustainable giving in the age of AI, leveraging AI to grow recurring revenue. Who does not want more of that? On the innovation stage, with me, building trustworthy AI, Mozilla's vision for a safer digital future. I am really excited about that session. And then staying ahead of AI regulation, a briefing for nonprofit leaders with our friends over at the Nonprofit Alliance, who we love. All great sessions. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes and have to choose, but I do selfishly hope that a lot of y'all are staying with me. So if you are, I will see you on the innovation stage shortly.